Today, we are in this town called Ugota in Imo State to tell the story of a great woman, Mary Nwametu Nzimiro, a woman who was a businesswoman, politician, and women's activist. She was known as the richest individuals in early 1950s in West Africa. She was born in 1898 and died in 1993. In 1948, she was appointed the principal representative of the United Africa Company (UAC) for Eastern Nigeria. This is where she lived with her husband. So this is the house. Let's enter inside and see what it looks like. This is the compound, and when you look at this building, you will know that this is an ancient building. So I don't want to say what I don't know, but this building, I'm sure this building is over 100 years. She was a member of the influential National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroon, NCNC, becoming a member of its executive committee in 1957 and vice president of the NCNC Eastern Women's Association in 1962. During the Nigeria Civil War, 1967 to 1970, she organized Igbo women in support of Biafrans. As a result, she lost most of her properties in Port Harcourt and returned to her native Ugota, where she died in 1993. This is where Mary Nzimiro is buried, the great woman. So this is inside their church premises. So, but the thing is, I don't know why she was buried inside the church here.
She was an industrialist, a business tycoon, and the first millionaire in Igbo land.
The first woman to become a doctor. This is where she was arrested. She died at the age of 27 years, just 1 year after she became doctor. This is Priscilla Memorial Grammar School, Ogota, and this school was actually opened by Mary Nzimiro, who was regarded as one of the most influential, richest women in Africa then. And the school was named Priscilla Memorial Grammar School in memory of her daughter, who was the first Igbo doctor, recognized doctor in the whole world. Yes. So when you look, this is the statue of her daughter, Dr. Priscilla Nwazuroha Ada Nzimiro.
That's the mother.
Wow.
That's the mother here. So she's a very great woman.
Okay.
As you can see, she's a very great woman.
Yeah.
So the mother is more of maybe they are one of the founders of this church.
Okay.
Yes, the mother.
Okay.
The mother was always a very great woman. That's why he was buried here. He's one of the founders of this church.
She was a multi-millionaire and the first woman to touch million in West Africa, as recorded.
This is Creative Law TV. We are live and direct in Ogota in Imo State. This is Ogota local government, and trust me, Ogota is beautiful. Ogota is a town. Creative Law TV, we have been to a lot of towns. We have been to a lot of villages. But Ogota is topping. Ogota is topping because their town is blessed. Their town is blessed. Their town is an ancient kingdom. It's an ancient town, which when you go, you see story buildings everywhere. The roads are tied everywhere. So today, we are privileged to be here, and I'm happy. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, share our video, comment, like, and whatever way, make sure you support Creative Law TV. So this is Priscilla Memorial Grammar School, Ogota, and this school was actually opened by Mary Nzimiro, who was regarded as one of the most influential, richest woman in Africa then. And the school was named Priscilla Memorial Grammar School in memory of her daughter, who was the first Igbo doctor, recognized doctor in the whole world. Yes. So when you look, this is the statue of her daughter, Dr. Priscilla Nwazuroha Ada Nzimiro, MB, CHB, born at Ila, 30th April 1923, died at Royal Infirmary Hospital, Glasgow, 22nd March 1950, brought home by M.V. Apapa, buried at Ogota, 27th April 1950. First Igbo lady doctor, not dead but gone before. Rest in peace. So, and she named this school. Look at the school. This school was actually opened in 1945. Just look at it. That is how many years ago. That's to tell you the kind of woman we are talking about. Somebody who who is that kind of wise enough to open school in 1945 when a lot of people doesn't even know anything about education. This woman is wise enough to join hand with her husband and open this school. And later, after the death of her husband, opened another school called Nzimiro Memorial Girls Secondary School, which is here. So right now, the school is joined together, one right now. So when you look at it, you see that this is ancient building, but recently renovated. Look at ancient building, almost the same style. The other side too, look at it, school. So this school, and the second one was opened in 1966 after the death of her husband. So Mary Nzimiro is a great woman, a legend, who have paid her dues, because she contributed during Biafran War. She was one of the pioneer, and NCNC, she was also a pioneer. So she's a great woman, and her story must be told. This is where she lived with her husband. So this is the house. Let's enter inside and see what it looks like, because this family was so influential. So we were told that the husband was a mayor in Port Harcourt. So that's to show you how influential. And the woman, all her life, she lived in Port Harcourt for a very long time, made real money. It was in Port Harcourt she made almost all her money and had properties, accumulated wealth. Yes. So this is the compound. And when you look at this building, you will know that this is an ancient building. So I don't want to say what I don't know, but this building, I'm sure this building is over 100 years or getting to 100 years. I don't want to quote, what I don't know, but when you look at it, this is an, look at the zinc now, original zinc. Look at the wall. The wall, I don't know, wall is I don't know what they use. So as you are looking at this building, these are building that when you even shoot on it, it will not penetrate because of how solid and how strong it is. So they lived here before they later built this one and lived here also. So this is the first house and later this one. So come and see their, look at their toilet. So when they were staying here, look at the toilet. So this is rich men that time. This is how they lived. So look at the toilet they were using. I call it vintage toilet. They stay here. So one thing I have noticed in this Ogota is that they maintain house. This house is getting to 100 or over 100 years and it's clean like this, still maintained by the family members. So this is where this is the Obi. Look at it. That time for you to have the Obi, that means you are a big name. So this is the Obi, and this is where the man is buried. That's the mayor. So Bagum Mayor Richest Nzimiro, the husband of Mary Nzimiro. So this is where he's buried, and also this is where the first Igbo doctor, the first Igbo woman to become a doctor in the whole world. This is where she's also buried. So let's enter inside. The building is also ancient because of Yeta. Wow. Sorry. So this is it. This is the grave of the man. So this is where he is resting. The legend, the mayor. This is where he's resting comfortably. So he has paid his dues. He's a great name. And this is where the legend, the icon, the woman who opened way for other women to follow, the first woman to become a doctor, this is where she is resting. She died at the age of 27 years, just 1 year after she became doctor. So it's so painful. It's so painful. It was a painful exit, but her story still lives on because in generations to come, we know that this is the first woman to become a doctor, a surgeon, or proper ordinary doctor. So this is where their son is resting. So we are also going to go where the woman is also resting, the great woman, the first, Igbo billionaire. So this is it. So we are privileged to be here. and we don't take it for granted. Yeah, we don't take it for granted. So let's go and see where the woman is also resting. So this is a great family, and we must continue to talk about them. This is where Mary Nzimiro is buried, the great woman. So this is inside their church premises. So, but the thing is, I don't know why she was buried inside the church here. So, sir, may we know you? Can you introduce yourself to the camera and tell us, the legacy, why he was buried in the church?
I'm Kenneth Onumonu.
Okay.
The same family with Mary Onumonu.
Okay.
This woman was a very great woman. Why she was buried here, that's the mother here.
Okay, this is the mother?
That's the mother here.
The mother, yes.
That's the mother.
Wow.
That's the mother here. So she's a very great woman.
Okay.
As you can see, it's a very great woman.
Yeah.
So the mother is more of a maybe they are one of the founders of this church.
Okay.
Yes, the mother.
Okay.
The mother was always a very great woman. That's why he was buried here. They're one of the founders of this church.
Okay.
Like this woman is married to Nzimiro,
Yeah.
the first mayor of Port Harcourt.
Okay.
Because of the activities, if you come to this church now,
Yeah.
like this considered church, it was one of the highest donor in most of the donations they were doing when she was alive.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the highest donor. So we wanted just to recognize her based on her activities,
Her contributions.
her contributions in the church.
Okay. Okay. So that's why.
That's why she was buried here.
Okay. So it's just to recognize her achievements and her support for the building of this church. Is that why she was buried here?
It was that is the family. That's one family. They brought the Anglican Communion.
Okay.
The
Now.
Anglican Communion to Uguta.
Okay.
Before this time around, there was a place they were worshiping. They were calling it Elijah.
Okay.
Yeah, Elijah. That in those days they were trying to they were just Elijah. That's what they're calling them at the village.
Okay.
If you go to a village site, before they had to buy this land from they gave them this and the Oguma people.
Okay.
Oguma village, they gave all this land. So that's why it was.
Okay. So practically, the great woman and her family was the ones that brought this
Anglican church to Uguta.
Okay, and I hear that the church was named after Mary. Is it true?
It was St. Mary's church because of the activities of Mary, not this Mary.
Okay.
Not this Mary.
Okay.
But St. Mary Magdalene.
Okay.
Just to honor her, not this particular, not this Mary.
Yeah, I know it's not this Mary. You're talking about the saint.
The saint,
but because
yes.
of her contribution, I decided to name the church like after the saint, so that Mary.
Well, just a coincidence.
Okay.
It was just a coincidence that maybe her name was Mary, and maybe they named this after Saint Mary, that saint, the original saint.
Okay. Wow, that's great. So this is her mother.
That's the mother.
So what do you know about this woman?
See, like what we just get from what they are doing. They say, Madame Ruth Onumonu, the great woman and mother of all, a philanthropist, one of the founders of Anglican Church in Uguta. That's famous trader of the Royal Niger Company. Born 1888, died 1951.
Not dead, but gone before.
Yes, because they feel that maybe she's still alive.
Yeah.
She's still alive.
Wow. And I love the painting. It is marble.
Yes, this marble, this one is just born from Great Britain. They brought this in from Great Britain,
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow, looks clean, very
yes,
beautiful.
It's not from Great Britain that they brought this marble.
So I really like what you guys did here. All their effort was recognized. It's not that after they did everything, it was bullshit, but the statue of the mother is here, the woman is buried here, and the church is named Saint Mary the Magdalene in honor of the woman.
Yes.
So this is beautiful. This is beautiful.
She was a great woman in the sense that she was the first to delve into business, merchandise, before she carried other women to assist them. She assisted the husband greatly when they founded Priscilla Memorial Grammar School, PMGS, after which she founded another school, Holy Rosary Primary School, Oguta. So from there, she started with the UAC because the husband was a clerk in the UAC. So that gave her a leverage for importation as an agent, a sole distributor of their products, ranging from textiles, perfumes, and other goods. She still engaged as the first woman to join estate development. She had properties in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Oguta, and other places, just to mention a few. She was born in 1889 and died in 1993. She equally made the business of edible oil in Oguta a success by making contributions, giving people, some women, money to join the business, to teach them that women are virtuous and they should hustle and strive for their families, respective families. So she assisted a lot of people. She even gave scholarships to the less privileged. She stayed with her husband till the demise of her husband in 1958. That is when the husband died. Later on, she was incapacitated after her political career. She was one of the executives, national executives in NCNC then. She piloted the affairs of women for activists. She was an activist, and she carried along many women to teach them politics and make them to have sense of belonging in national politics, both local, states, and everywhere. She was active in the local politics, community politics. She was the first or second woman who was inducted in the Echina court. She did a lot in the community, and the community should recognize her as one of the pivots of the greatness of this community. Madam Mary Nwametu Nzimiro was instrumental, with the assistance of her late mother, Madam Ruth Onumonu. They brought the establishment of Anglican Church in Oguta and gave them a portion for that. Before that time, there was a church called Elijah, where people come. The man was Elijah, so people call him Elijah, people who didn't go to school. So during those days, you will come to that place, you begin to cry and throw yourself on the ground, believing that after that your problem will be solved. And that time they used to call it Apaye Naija, throwing yourself on the ground. So that is how, after that, they now established Anglican Church through Mrs. Mary Nwametu Nzimiro and her mother, later mother, Madam Ruth Onumonu. She was married to Obuago Mayor Richest Nzimiro, who was a mayor of Port Harcourt and an influential man, an industrialist who worked first with UAC as a clerk. And that his position earned his wife the opportunity to start her business with UAC as their agent in West Africa. It was there she joined textile business. Up till date, those machines are still in their house, Delta House, Uguta. Those machines they were using for textile business are still there up to date. She joined business of estate development. She was a big politician who joined the NCNC as a woman and had a position in the national level. She brought same home, bringing a lot of women to join politics. She was a philanthropist, assisting people in her own way. During the edible oil business in Uguta, when it was booming, a lot of women, she assisted them, giving them money for trading. When the Kalabari people came, the Uguta people suspected that they were corrupting the Uguta married women. So hence, they sent them out of the community. And she assimilated them and gave them a place across the lake where they call Kalabari Beach now. If you go to that place now, you see some houses she built there for those people so that the trade can continue. She was a multi-millionaire and the first woman to touch million in West Africa, as recorded. And she's a strong woman. As I can say, I will call her an iron lady because she doesn't tolerate nonsense. She will tell you things the way they are, and that earned her the opportunity to join NCNC, the opportunity to join NCNC, and gathered many women to come out that politics is not for men alone. So she was courageous to join politics and to make politics fruitful to the people. During the Biafran War, Nigerian Biafran War, she helped the soldiers. Even when we were young, we know that some soldiers lived in this place, in Delta House, the home of her husband. There were some soldiers that lived there after the war. So she assisted them financially and otherwise. And I don't know whether this is the cause why she lost some property in River State. Not only her, a lot of Igbo people lost their property in Port Harcourt and River State in general.